Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Not sure how ideal today will be. If you guys were reading the chat messages there a little while ago, gonna have to make do today, I think. I expect later in the afternoon everything will be a little bit different later on this afternoon. Hopefully, we don't have to end this show too early. A friend of ours here at the airport said if they were going to close the runway, it would already be done. But everybody is coming in on 5 right this morning so far. I've only seen one arrival here on 5 left. Either way, even if we would have moved to the Terminal 1 side, don't know that it would have been the best option anyway. So again, good morning, everybody. We're going to do our thing here for, well, as long as we can. A little uncertainty here. Everybody still departing over here on this side. As you can see, we've got Frontier Airlines ready to roll here at 5 left. Not really, like I said, no arrivals so far this morning. There was a United early this morning. I was checking it before I left. Rain showers expected today. So we are down on level 6, as you guys can see. Very cloudy morning to start the day. Should be a nice, comfortable day. High of 71 degrees. We've got JetBlue up next in that new livery. JetBlue getting ready to line up, get ready to get out of here. This arrival here come in from Nashville. This is Republic Airways at 4649. So they'll shut engines down right here and tow them into the gate. Saw a lot of this the last couple of weeks. It's going to be that way for quite a while due to them working on the gate. So they're doing some gate work over here. So they'll all be towed in. This is a good looking JetBlue getting ready to depart here. We'll pick it up here on this side of the terminal. And of course I'll give you guys that info. JetBlue on the move. They're A320. A320, A321. Not sure what it is just yet. We'll find out here in just a minute as they rocket down the runway. They're A320. I believe this is their very first new livery. Wing fluffage happening there. And they'll disappear off into the clouds. Let's find out where they're headed. JetBlue 484 headed off to Boston, that A321-200. Do have another arrival here. It's going to be on the backside, unfortunately. Again, I apologize, you guys. I don't know what the deal is today. No runway closure, as far as I know. Again, I did speak with someone here, a friend of ours here at the airport. Everybody are landing 5 right. So we've got Delta 2519 coming in from Minneapolis, Minnesota, A320-200. And again, good morning, everybody. Again, not going to be the ideal conditions, I don't think. I did set up like we're going to be on the 5 left at some point today. All the heavies will land on this side. They should, anyway. Unless they do absolutely shut this runway down, we do have departures over here at the moment. As far as arrivals go, though, I haven't seen any other than some early this morning. So it should make for an interesting day. I don't know how long we'll stay if it continues like this. We'll at least give the 777 from London a chance. We do have the 787-9 again from Paris to come in a little later on this afternoon. So we'll try and see. We've got a whole host of airplanes coming in here in the next couple of minutes. Whether or not we'll see them or not, I have no idea. So it is Air France 692K. They're 1 hour and 36 minutes into their flight this morning. 6 hours, 22 minutes left for that 787-9 Dreamliner. Got a couple of specials today. Don't know that we'll see those either. But we do have a whole lot of planes headed this way. Again, they could ultimately decide to use this runway. I don't understand why they're not. Again, using it mostly for departures as of right now. As you can hear, we've got United on the roll at 737. Pick that one up here on this side. I don't know that we have got anything rare. I think Arizona 1 is supposed to be here a little later on today. .737 taking a minute to get out of here. Here's our A320 from Minneapolis. Coming down the hill. So again, a lot of planes coming in here over the next couple of minutes. We'll see what they all decide to do here. Maybe they'll start using this runway for arrivals. Why they're not using it, I have no idea. It does in fact look like we're going to have American Airlines 2607 from Philadelphia, an A320-200. Does in fact look like it's going to come in on our side this morning. So that'll be our first arrival over here. Breeze coming in over on the other side. Breeze Airways Moxie 208 coming in from Columbus, Ohio. That A220-300 arriving on Terminal 1 side. So again, as you can see, they shut engines down on all of these back here right now. Again, we talked about this last week. They've got some construction going on back here, so they shut the planes down and pull them into their gate. Gate C10 and C8 closed here, ready for construction. So we try to pick up our next arrival here, coming in from Philadelphia. Again, American Airlines 2607 from Philadelphia, 59 minutes of flight time for this one. So a nice cloudy morning. Should be a nice cloudy day throughout the day. Colin Dutton, good afternoon. Space is limited as well on SIGs today for whatever reason. Not a whole lot of room. There was a lot of room for activities up on level 7, but with the threat of rain today, Trying to keep it low, keep it under the, trying to keep us dry. Again, the threat of rain today. Can't seem to catch a break where we can be up on 7 and be okay lately. It's either too hot or the rain as of late. As we get into the fall months, we'll be back up on the roof. Fall through winter. Yeah, the cloud cover today is very low. Cloud ceiling pretty low here. It don't take too long before they're in the clouds, leaving. So next arrival is going to be American Airlines, unfortunately coming in on the other side again. That's going to be expected today for whatever reason. American Airlines 2321 coming in from Charlotte. That's going to be an A321neo. So we'll see that one come down the hill here in a minute. Work gets started there on the American Eagle from Nashville. Good morning, Robbie. Again, good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Looks like our next two arrivals will be on the other side here. I did almost debate setting up on Terminal 1 side again, but with the way traffic moves and changes, I think the runway's supposed to be closed right now, to be honest, for the maintenance stuff. We do have departures over here. We did have that one arrival from Philadelphia, if you guys are just joining us. So, again, we're going to play it by ear at the moment. We're gonna run through the day. Should have the heavies over here nonetheless. Hopefully they'll change everything down and everybody will start returning it to this side as they're supposed to. But at the moment, 5 right seems to be our preferred runway. So American Airlines 2321 touching down from Miami. That A321neo is 1 hour and 32 minutes of flight time. We'll see that one come down the hill here momentarily. That's going to be followed in by American Airlines 1895 coming in from Charlotte, North Carolina. 25 minutes of flight time. That one, another neo A321 arriving in 1 minute. Followed by JetBlue and another American, so JetBlue 2285 coming in from JFK. We'll see what they decide to do. We're going to try to keep the planes up on flight radar so we we can see exactly which path they decide to take this morning. Possible long day here, so we never know what's going to happen here. Pretty positive though that the 777 will arrive on our side. So we should have that other A321neo coming down the hill here, finally. This one again coming in from Miami. That next one should be our Charlotte flight. So it does look like JetBlue is going to arrive over here on our side from JFK. Give them a minute to get here. We should have that one from Charlotte come down the hill in just a second, so we'll hang out and watch the work being done here on the CRJ for a moment while we wait on JetBlue 2285 from JFK. Be followed in by that other American. I was hoping to catch them loading and unloading some bags here off of this one. We're a bit late or a bit early for that one. Watching for our JetBlue arrival. Getting ready to get this one out of here. Moving Jetway C-16 back away from our CRJ. So JetBlue 2285 from JFK, our next arrival. There's our other A321neo from Charlotte. 25 minutes of flight time for that one. Not too long in the air from here to Charlotte. Swing around here and get to JetBlue. Oh, you're a little touchy this morning, aren't you? So ready to get our new tripod. They come in on this side and it rains. We're gonna have a great shot of the jet blast there from the arrivals. There is the chance of rain today if you guys are just joining us. So we're down on 6. Thinking maybe I should have set up in the stairway on 6, but every time I do that, they're watching me on the cameras, on the CCTV cameras, and I don't like that. So I try to stay away from the main building down there, so they don't watch me too much. Although I do have my shirt on, so they'd know exactly who I am. It probably wouldn't bother me. So again, this one coming in from JFK, New York. 1 hour, 17 minutes of flight time for the A320-200. Thank you, Coaster. Nice bit of information for about the Neo. Ex-Virgin American Alaska Airlines. Thank you. So JetBlue gonna slowly make their way to the gate. Looks like Southwest gonna be our next arrival on the other side. Southwest 4077 coming in from MCO. 1 hour, 12 minutes. We won't see that one at all. Again, they're going to their gate there, Terminal 1 side. Again, if you guys are just joining us, a lot of arrivals over on Terminal 1 side this morning. So we'll carry on the day as normal. This one here gonna pull a U-turn, wait for a gate, I assume. Maybe not. Maybe this A321 is gonna come in here. It's not something we see on the regular basis. It does appear that A321 gonna head to the corner there. Good look at the Neo. There's our 737 from Dallas. Looking like a MAX 8. Our next arrival is going to be Delta 1337 coming in from MCO in about 15 minutes. We've got another one up north here, CRJ. I feel like this A319 is closer than 14 minutes out. It's going to be an A319 when it arrives. Delta 1337. Up to the north of us, we've got Endeavor 5097. That one says 20 minutes, and it looks closer. This is going to be a CRJ coming in from JFK, New York. I'm going to see where JetBlue ends up here in a minute. I don't know if they'll come around back here where we can see the see if they come back here to the alleyway. It doesn't look like anybody's standing out there waiting to accept that JetBlue. Claire, thank you so much, Claire, for the $10 super chat. Happy 2-year celebration. Thank you for being a member as well as a viewer. Suspicions were correct there about the CRJ. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they are pulling everything out of the alleyway out further around the corner to start engines. They're not allowing them to start engines at the starting line. JetBlue did, in fact, make their way around. Didn't look like anybody was out there to pick them up, but they're out there now. Ooh, the wind is strong. Blowing the smell of jet fuel right in your host's face. JetBlue to their gate. The CRJ headed out to be started up. Get ready to get out of here. I believe that one is going to be headed back to DC via Ronald Reagan. Another United pushback over there. Let's get 4 planes in one shot here. So Claire, also, we found that for notifications for the show, a lot of people come to me and they're like, oh, I didn't get notified about your show. Make sure you go into your settings there and change all to your notifications to all. Good friend of ours, long time viewer, first viewer of the show, was like, dude, I never get notified. He's like, I'm going to try some things. And so he selected all, and now he gets all the notifications for the show. But I get you guys constantly being like, I wasn't notified about your show and stuff like that. So make sure you guys select all on the notifications. We'll talk more about that later too. I'll bring that up again a little later on in the show. Make sure if you guys haven't yet, smash that like button. Please do so. I know it's early. I only set our like goal today to 200. So if you've yet to do it, please do so. If you're new here, subscribe's free. Watch anytime you like. Thank you, Ramona, with a business class for 17 months. Thank you, Ramona. Ramona's been a part of this channel for longer than that, I believe. So thank you to Ramona for the membership milestone. I also have 5 more Carolina Aviation memberships to gift out at some point today. Forgot to put that in the description of today's show, but we do have 5 more memberships to gift sometime this afternoon. For me to tell on my software what's a membership milestone and what's a regular chat message there. Glad I was able to catch it. The only reason I was able to catch Ramona's was because of the fact that her little blue wrench turned white. Sounds like we got another departure over on the other side. Sounds probably a Breeze or JetBlue, or Southwest, excuse me. As we see our United Max getting ready to go here on 5 left. Hear our CRJ starting up. Thank you, Corby. Oh, trust me, Claire, I get it. No worries. No worries at all. I can understand that. Sometimes we gotta cancel shows for family commitments. So it's not a big deal. There we go. United with a turn and burn here. They're gonna fire off out of here. No chill for the United Max. Again, not a lot of parking spaces available up here on this side. Again, with tons of them up on the roof. However, given the weather, I opted for the lower option here this morning. Rain in the forecast a little later. Disappearing off into the clouds is United. Figure out where Delta's gonna go here in just a minute. We offloaded all the bags already from JetBlue. Try to capture as many of them as possible. Looks like they might have already got all of them. Nope, there's some. Coming down the belt. So next arrival is going to be that Delta 1337, arriving now in just 3 minutes. Pip with a $1.99 super chat. Good, thank you, sir. 2 years of Beaver Shots. Happy anniversary. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, we're talking about Ward the Beaver for Frontier Airlines. Saw a lot of him last year. Haven't seen Ward too much this year at all. So that United departures, United at 2163. That was a 737 MAX 8. Where are you headed? Headed to Washington Dulles. So about a 50-minute flight or so, 40 minutes or so. Oh, absolutely, Claire. Always family first. So it looks like Delta from MCO, that A319, might be arriving on our side. So again, we're just trying to be patient here, hoping that they decide to change whatever's happening here. We'll see in just a minute what they decide to do. Hopefully they'll put out the word that the runway's not closed and they'll stop coming in over on the other side. And so again, like I said, I have 5 Carolina Aviation memberships to gift out a little later on this afternoon. Morning, RDU spotter. Hopefully we do get some rain here this morning. I think that would make the show a little bit more exciting. It's just chances of rain this morning. No, I don't think any significant amount of rain. But as you guys can see, it is a very cloudy start to the day. So, is Delta coming this way or is it going the other way? It's hard to tell when they're this far out. Oh yeah, the 737-300 yesterday. Yeah, I was looking on online. Saw that. Come on, Delta, don't disappoint me. Yeah, the humidity's pretty high. It rained yesterday, last night. So, it is kind of moist out today. Aha, we do have our Delta on this side. It's hard to tell on flight radar which way they're going to go until you can get them peeking out of the clouds here. It's a Delta from Orlando, our next arrival. It's A319. We need some good rain. We had a lot of rain at the beginning of August. In the midpoint on till now, it hasn't really rained too much here in the Raleigh area. Yeah, they had a pretty interesting evening there. New York, the whole upper northeast yesterday, having an interesting evening and afternoon yesterday with the weather. So again, that was Delta 1337 from MCO. 1 hour 11 minutes of flight time. We've got an American Eagle CRJ ready to go. Pick them up on this side. Looks like an early rotation for that CRJ. You can just see the haze from all the moisture out here this morning. Yeah, so we're supposed to have Arizona 1 this afternoon. The way things are going, though, I don't know that we'll see it. Let's see, we've got another Delta on the way in here. Let's see which way they decide to go. PSA Airlines was at American Eagle CRJ. They're 5589 headed to Washington, D.C. via Reagan. So we have another CRJ departure for American back-to-back CRJ departures. Question is where is this one headed? So PSA, I believe, again, another PSA disappearing off into the clouds. We do have Frontier getting ready to push back the Flamingo livery. That one also, PSA 5627 headed to DCA. So double DCA departures. Man, that other American Eagle that we saw being towed in toward the beginning of the show already ready to go. That Republic Airways, I believe it came in from Nashville, Tennessee. That one already ready to go. They, you could hear the bells there for that one as they pull the gate away. Yeah, it's been really dry here too for a while. So both of those PSAs off to DC. We've got another CRJ arrival, sadly going to 5 left, or 5 right, excuse me. That's going to be Endeavor 5097. Coming in from JFK, 1 hour, 15 minutes so far of flight time. That one's going to touch down here in just a minute. Looks like we're going to have a Breeze Airways come in right behind our CRJ. That one definitely destined to go to Terminal 1 side there as we check out Frontier's startup. Looks like we got a couple of Frontiers ready to go. This one right here, as well as another one out there, getting ready to line up. Frontier 4937. Royal, the Harpy Eagle livery. That was an A321neo. They're headed out to Detroit, Michigan. Next up is going to be that next Frontier getting ready to leave. They're already on the move here. So we'll check them out here as we check out this American Eagle. Didn't seem like they were on the ground for very long, this one, coming from Nashville, Tennessee. Wing fluff for that one. That is Flo the Flamingo. Frontier 2343 headed to Dallas. Headed out to Dallas Fort Worth. Again, good morning everybody. Happy Sunday. Quick turnaround for this American Eagle. We've got Delta CRJ on final. Endeavor 5160 coming in from LaGuardia, 1 hour 12 minutes of flight time. That one gonna land at 5 right. Looks like we have another Delta, however, gonna land on our side, it appears. Delta 2633 coming in from Atlanta. See this one coming around the corner here, this CRJ. It's got another 737 for Delta lined up over there sitting, waiting for their time to go. So this 737 should wait on the next one. Again, Delta 2633 going to be our next arrival here. 55 minutes of flight time for the 737-900 from Atlanta. Leave some ribbons behind. Frontier 3057 coming in from Boston. It's going to be another A321neo. Brazos, the Ridgeway Hawk. Ridgeways Hawk. He'll be our next arrival. Again, about 55 minutes of flight time for this one from Atlanta. We've got another one headed out to Atlanta, another 737-900 it looks like. You guys will see that one here in just a moment. Up there for Delta as we turn to our attention to Frontier. Come in nice and quiet. Curtis, good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning, everybody. Once again, happy Sunday. Looks like we've got a Delta coming in next. Gonna come to the other side, unfortunately. Looks like Delta 1279 coming in from Tampa. It's gonna be an A319-100 landing at 5 right. Again, I think everybody was anticipating this runway to be closed this morning. So, not a whole lot of arrivals in front of us at the moment. But I anticipate that to change at some point this afternoon. Republic Airways 4765 headed to JFK, New York. Do have another arrival over here, it looks like. Here in just a moment. Looks like we're going to have Mesa Airlines coming in from Houston, Texas. Going to be our next arrival. 2 hours, 6 minutes of flight time for another E175. This is the E175LL. Hey, Lynn, good afternoon. Thank you so much. Working on celebrating the day. Apologies for that little mishap there with the service. I don't know what happened there. Again, service interruptions can happen. Stay tuned, bear with us. Do our best to fix what we can fix. Funny you should mention Biscoffs. I was just enjoying a Biscoff. I think Ramona's got me stocked up for like the next 2 to 3 months here with Biscoffs. So a huge thank you to Ramona for the Biscoffs. Like dark clouds moving back in here. So again, this one coming in from Houston. 2 hours, 8 minutes of flight time. Got a Southwest about to land on the other side, looks like. Which is normal. Southwest going to their side, Terminal 2, or Terminal 1, excuse me. Looks like one of our next arrivals is going to be Frontier 2640. Sunny the Lemon Shark livery. Arriving in about 8 minutes or so here. Check on all of our international flights here. We do have that 787 Dreamliner later this afternoon. Again, we'll see how the day goes, how it progresses here, whether or not we actually see the Dreamliner or not. Do have the American 777 on its way. Should be here in about 2 hours or so. This is a dirty plane. United needs to give the old Express here a bath, an express wash. It is interesting to see, if you guys are just joining us, see this A321 sitting here on the corner here for American Airlines. This one came in from Charlotte earlier. We saw a 737 sitting over here the other day, but we see 737s in this particular space all the time, given Copa as well as Iceland. But as far as American Park in there, it's not something we normally see. Daniel, good morning. Speaking of American Airlines, looks like we've got one ready to line up here. See what Frontier decides to do here in a moment. Not sure what Americans are waiting for. Yeah, we saw this last week too. I saw a 737 over here at the international gate. Not sure. This one came in from Charlotte, so they may be running low on gates out front. Just trying to get them in here at the moment. Speaking of internationals, let's check on some of our international flights here. JetBlue 404 is going to be in a regular livery here today. 3 hours, 6 minutes left for them. Copa 466, normal livery, 737-800 today for them. 2 hours, 57 minutes. American Airlines 173 Heavy coming in from London Heathrow, 2 hours, 32 minutes left in their day. Aeromexico is just starting their day. They're on their taxiways. And the Dreamliner still has 5 hours, 18 minutes left in their day. As we wait to see what Frontier here decides to do. Again, Frontier 2640 from Detroit, our next arrival, that A321-200 Neo. We've got a departure from American Airlines here. Up next, we've got fire trucks down at the gate. We missed that one coming in, apparently. Got a CRJ trying to get to the gate as well over there. Figure out where this one's headed. Looking silhouette shot there of this American A319. You can see the clouds darkening up quite significantly there off to the north and east of the airport. Not too bad off to the west at the moment, but the clouds are moving at a southwesterly rate. Frontier, where are you going? All right, American Airlines 2607 headed back to Philadelphia. I feel like we just saw that one leave a moment ago, or arrive a moment ago. So American off to Philadelphia. That was an A320, not an A319. Looks like we will have Frontier 2640 over here on our side. Again, we're hoping and fingers are crossed that things will pick up here for us on this side. A lot of arrivals, lots and lots of arrivals over on the other side already this morning. So hopefully things will change, especially if the weather turns, because I don't think the ILS works on 5 right still. So if the weather does turn bad, we should have a lot of arrivals here on our side. Speaking of, if I'm feeling raindrops or what. Hopefully not. Hopefully we're in the right place to not get wet this morning. Again, this is Sonny the Lemon Shark. We see him quite often here. He's coming from Detroit this morning. Go on down, looks like. I figured they would have turned out right there. Looks like ambulance entering the fields here. Yeah, so the one at the international gate is an A321neo. Again, it came in from Charlotte. I'm sure we'll see that one's departure here in just a little while, of course. Nice strong breeze blowing in this way. Gonna give us a little bit of a crosswind if it continues to blow as hard as it is right now. So maybe that'll make some of our arrivals a little more interesting. Good morning, Eddie. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Scott. Good morning. 2 years. Can you believe that it's been 2 years since you and I talked about this and started all of this mess? A little, well, for you and I, Scott, a little over 2 years. Sometime in June or July, we've been working on this little live project. Had its ups and downs over the last couple of years. It's been good though. Republic Airways 4774 going to be our next arrival. It says 12 minutes. Got a Breeze Airways. That's a possible arrival for us. There's no guarantees. Once again. Not 12 minutes out. No way that's 12 minutes. 7, maybe. Alright, so the ambulance pulling up over there to the fire trucks. I assume this is a crew member incident. Could possibly be a passenger incident, and they're in the terminal building. They're not out front here. You can see it's dark enough out here today, the lights are on. You can see the lights just glowing there. Oh, we've got the big fire truck coming down the hill now. It's Frontier. Comes around the corner here. Sunny the Lemon Shark. Gonna make his way around the corner here to the gate. Sorry, I'm doing a little research here. So we were talking about how the chat affects algorithms here. I'm doing a little further research here. I should have done it yesterday. We don't have a whole lot going on here. I got my answers. Well, what's going on down there? Be interesting to find out. Depends where. I see a white Volvo. I see a bunch of white SUVs. I see a white Nissan parked right there. Are you talking about down there with the planes or up here on the on the drop-off line? There's a white Volvo heading out there. It's a couple of white SUVs popping in and out. Looks like we've got an American A321. That might be our Miami flight, getting ready to head back to Miami. Looks like our A321 headed back to Charlotte. Yeah, so they're parked there. They're workers, I believe, people that work here, right? I would assume. Our A321 headed back to Charlotte, or the one that came in from Charlotte. It's pushing back, the one in the international gate here. So Lynn, it does. Having it's not all about how many chat messages you have as well, but it is some of it. It does, the quality of the chat affects the algorithm. So there's not a lot of movement, a lot of quality quality chatter going on, it does affect the algorithm towards the show or the channel, from what I was reading. But you've also got to have a good quality product as far as a show, something exciting going on, which today we really don't have at the moment. So that A321 headed back to Charlotte. This one right here, that one departing. That one just headed back to Charlotte. American Airlines 1895. A321neo. This one an A321neo. This one here might be headed to Miami. Not real sure. Find out in a few minutes as they get ready to make their departure. Yeah, I see the parked Nissan. Is that your Nissan? Thank you, Eagle. $104 likes. Thank you guys for getting us halfway to our like goal, an hour and a half into the show. So if you guys haven't smashed the like button yet, please do so. 96 likes away from our goal. Thank you, Daniel. 2 years doing live shows. Got JetBlue pushing back over here on the other side as well. Let's go and hang out with JetBlue a minute as they begin their pushback. Looks like our next arrival is going to be Republic Airways 4774 coming in from LaGuardia. It's going to be a American Eagle E175. Trying to tell if it's raining or not. I think we're getting a couple of little sprinkles here. American Eagle from LaGuardia, Republic Airways 4774, next arrival. Arrivals American 2023 from Charlotte, A321. There A321? Yes. A321 at 200. Good morning, Christopher Brown. Hope you're doing well on this Sunday morning. Setting up an umbrella here so we don't get any of our equipment wet. Hopefully it won't affect us too much. We'll find out here in just a second how much it in fact does. American Airlines is 737 to MAX 8. really windy all of a sudden. Nice, quite refreshing wind this morning. Hopefully the doesn't affect the show in any way here. I'm trying to keep the equipment from getting wet. Next arrival is going to be Envoy 3421 coming in from Miami. 1 hour 33 minutes of flight time. Holy cow, the wind's picking up again. This is a lot like what we saw on Wednesday. That's a very very chilly wind, however, this morning. Not quite afternoon yet. Keep wanting to say afternoon. So again, Envoy coming in from Miami. Mostly just rain showers throughout the day. I haven't seen anything significant about any storms. The possibility of thunderstorms are there, but I don't think it's going to be as high as it was yesterday. Saw a little bit of rain yesterday evening, nothing significant. Heard a rumble of thunder, no biggie. It has gotten very windy here. Camera steady while we fuss with the wind. JetBlue is going to be our next departure, followed by Delta Airlines. Those two departures up next. As the E-175 pulls off here. Again, this one coming in from Miami. This is Envoy Air. Thank you, Christopher Brown. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that. $4.99 super chat. JetBlue heads back to JFK. Delta up next, followed by an American. We're going to stick right here. The departure shot, as you guys know, not that great. Again, limited on space this morning. Another reminder, if you guys would go into your notification settings and set them to all, that way you guys know when we're live. Sounding A320 departure here. Again, make sure you guys go in and change all your notification settings to all. That way you guys get notified. We've been having some issues here. Scott figuring out that if you don't have it set to all, you won't be notified for our shows on Sundays. Alright, so JetBlue headed off to JFK. Delta 2519 headed off to Minneapolis. We've got an American up for departure next. So looks like we're going to get a little busy here. We do have another arrival. Looks like a Delta. I think this will be our Miami flight for the A321neo here. Yeah, so interesting talking about the notification bell there. That as I've told you guys earlier in the show, I do get a lot of messages and things from folks saying, "Oh, I wasn't notified about the show." Well, Scott and I figured it out. You've got to make sure you've got it set to all for the notifications. American Airlines 2321 is in fact headed to Miami. I wish you guys could see how windy it is up here right now. Very, very windy for me at the moment. Trying to make sure our umbrella doesn't blow away. Next arrival, that's not the right one. Click on the right one. Delta 2164 coming in from Detroit, Michigan. It's going to be an A319. Going to be battling that wind. Again, the wind has picked up significantly here all of a sudden. Could make our touchdowns quite interesting. Or at least the arrivals. Sadly, though, the touchdowns we won't see because of the parking issues this morning, and I am once again satisfied with my decision not to go up on the roof once again. Just thinking about it. Definitely glad we didn't, though. As Delta from Detroit gets off the runway. Got a CRJ on the move. Yeah, that was the other reason why we opted to be down here as well. That way, if they do decide to switch, we're in a good spot. I don't think they will, though. Wind's very, very heavy out of the northwest. So blowing directly in our face here. Got another Delta up for departure here. We'll pick that one up here in just a moment. You guys can see how cloudy it is off to the west. So we've got a rain shower coming through. Yeah, that one went downstairs to the pickup line. I don't know if it went all the way through or if it is still over there on the pickup line. as they disappear quite quickly off into the clouds. All right, again, coming out here to pick this one up. Pull it on in to the gate again because of the construction there on C8 and C10. Those two gates. The CRJ Endeavor 5294 headed to JFK. Delta 1377 headed to MCO, that A319. 121 likes. Thank you guys for smashing that like button. Looks like we got Southwest coming in behind us. Got Endeavor 5468 on the downwind. It's going to be a Delta Connection CRJ operated by Endeavor. Alright, let's check on some of our more interesting flights, shall we? American 173 Heavy from London, still 1 hour 59 minutes. Thank you, Lynn. Again, thank you guys so much. So we've got another 2 hours before the 777 arrival. Let's check on Copa. Copa still has 2 hours 18 minutes, so they'll arrive 18 minutes after the American. JetBlue 404 from San Juan, Puerto Rico still has 2 hours 24 minutes left in their day. Aeromexico from Mexico City, they departed 22 minutes ago. They have 3 hours 20 minutes remaining in their day. Dreamliner still at about 4 hours, I think. 4 hours 43 minutes left in their afternoon. Got Breeze Moxie 854 departing to Albany at A220 300. Southwest getting ready to touch down. Southwest 1904 coming in from Dallas Loves Field. Dang, 2 hours. That's going to put the 777 an hour late, coming in around 2 p.m. this evening. Hey, this is one we've been wanting to see for quite a while. You guys remember the one I call the party plane, and I'm always like, I wish they would bring out their Boeing business jet. Here we go, finally. Gonna bring out the Boeing business jet for us on a Sunday. Normally they fly their little guy out of here. Today they're bringing out the big guns. The big Boeing business jet. Been a while since we've seen this one here on the show, so finally getting to see this one. I don't know that I would operate this guy either. I'm sure he's way more expensive than one of the other business jets that they own down there at the end of the runway. But good to see this one making its way out. It's been a while since we've seen the Boeing business jet on the show. always nice when we're able to catch their Boeing business jet. Got a Frontier getting ready to roll here. Again, if the wind is absolutely insane at the moment. It's not like terrible and unbearable, but it is very, very windy, quite refreshing. Actually, it's kind of chilly. Come on, Frontier. Cloud ceiling quite low here today, as you guys can tell. Frontier 3073 off to Cleveland. United should be ready to go soon. This one's been here for quite a while so far today. United tends to take their time here. Next arrival might be, we're going to see here, Endeavor 5468 coming in from Newark, New Jersey. 1 hour 14 minutes of flight time for that CRJ 900LR. I say possibly, if you guys are just joining us, a lot of arrivals over on the other side this morning. Does in fact look like it's going to go to the other side here. So we'll patiently wait for the next arrival or the next departure here for a minute. Congratulations to Jay, Roberto, Dr. John, Ritzy Mink, Stacy Darrell. Congratulations, you guys. Gifting out our memberships here for the beginning of September. So thank you guys for being subscribers and enjoying the show. very windy afternoon. John David, good afternoon. Or I should say noon. Not quite afternoon. 2 minutes. So again, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hope all is well with everyone. If you guys are just joining us, make sure that one, you push the like button. Two, do me a favor, go in and change your notification settings to all. That way you guys are notified. Again, been receiving a lot of messages lately from folks stating they're not able to catch the show because they're not notified. So make sure you guys go in and change. Me and Scott found that changing it to all will get you guys all notified. Now if you guys do it via the TV, so I did a little experiment yesterday subscribing to a channel or two on my personal channel. You can still do it. I can't remember if you can do it from the TV or not. So if you guys are watching from the TV, I know you can select them. But make sure you guys select all for your notifications. We're looking at 129 likes already for the day, so thank you guys for that. Trying to reach 200 before we end today's show. I haven't decided on how long we're going to be here. Currently, we do have a lot of flights coming in from the north. Again, our international stuff for the day. Again, playing the day by ear. 1 minute it's busy, the next minute it's slow. But it looks like we've got a lot of inbounds for the next... Well, let's click on the farthest one out here. 33 minutes away is our farthest one, and that's going to be American. Actually, it's going to be PSA Airlines already making their return from DCA. So there's a lot of planes in between that one. 5, 6, 7, about 8 or 9 here within the next 30 minutes or so. Again, the American 777 about an hour and a half away now. So we'll definitely see how that works. Again, not sure what the deal with the runway is. Not a lot of arrivals over here so far today. We're 2 hours into the show. I know our heavy will arrive over here. So that's definitely one we'll be waiting for. Is American 173 Heavy. That one arriving about an hour late, it seems like. Looks like they're going to arrive closer to 2 p.m. instead of their normal 1-ish timetable. Thank you, Virtual. So this is our 2nd year anniversary doing live shows. We've been doing the Instagram and other YouTube things for a lot longer than that. Instagram since 2021, 2022, somewhere around in there. We started doing all that. I had no real intentions of ever doing a live show, and then one day I was like, you know what? I got the computer. I got all the stuff. Why don't we try it and see what happens? We've had a lot of growing pains over the last couple of years, but try to put on as good of a show as we can for you guys here from your home airport. We've got Air Canada off and rolling here. Air Canada parked here overnight. Looks like we're going to have to deal with this misty type rain instead of actual rain here for the next couple of minutes. So Air Canada headed back to Toronto, I believe. E175. Our first international flight of the day. as they battle the wind just as we are. Did that Delta made it to the gate? Looks like we're about to have another Delta pushback here. This other CRJ next door. In a moment, that one right there. Had the fire trucks and the ambulances down here earlier this morning already. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, we've been here 2 years Friday. Friday was our actual 2 years, so we're celebrating 2 years today. Kind of. Jazz 837. Air Canada Express headed off to Toronto. E175 SU. Thank you, thank you. I also want to apologize. We've got a couple of our main moderators. Ramona is another one of our main moderators, but we do have a couple of main moderators who are out with health issues. I did hear from Brian last week. Said he had to have a surgery, so he's been in and out of the hospital, as well as Molly's been busy with school, with her work. Etienne, thank you so much. So a couple of our moderators having a couple of issues here, but no big deal. We need to possibly start looking into to some new moderators as well. Add some folks to the team here. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. Who we can promote or not necessarily hire in as a moderator, but it's not exactly how that works. So again, we'll have to start watching you guys in the chat. Again, see if we who all we like for a new moderator. Could use about 3 new moderators, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know that today's going to be 8 hours. It's slow. The airport's a little off kilter with the presumed runway closure. They didn't close it. A friend of ours here at the airport said they probably won't close it due to the weather. But if they have the notification out there that the runway is possibly closed, they may end up changing things here, or hopefully they'll get it out there where more pilots will know that this side's not closed. Like I said, it's been a little slow this morning so far. 2 hours, 12 minutes of showtime so far. Looks like our possible next arrival is going to be Republic Airways 5705 coming in from Boston, Massachusetts. It's going to be another E175 LR. So we've got, starting to get wet here. It's got the umbrella up so we don't get any of our equipment wet, thankfully. But we do have this misty rain blowing in here quite hard. You can see how hard the wind is blowing. The umbrella is attached to our to the tripod here. very, very windy. I wasn't expecting it to be quite this windy today. I am satisfied with my decision again not to be up on the roof due to rain concerns, and it is starting to rain. I'm trying to see if it's raining hard. I think it's just a misty type deal here. We do have that 787 Dreamliner coming in later today. Haven't decided yet on whether or not if we'll be here for that. Depends on how things are going here. Again, the runway should be open for the heavy, but again, we'll see how traffic is. It appears to be another really slow Sunday for whatever reason. Man, good question, Sir Pip. So Pip wants to know what what's been our favorite moments over the last 2 years. Man, oh man. I'd have to say my top favorite moment was seeing Air Force One and Air Force Two leave back to back. Not only a surprising moment for us to be able to capture that, nobody bothered us, but very, very wonderful moment being able to catch the 747 as well as the 757 Air Force One and Air Force Two departure. Also, of course, our DC moments capturing the A380s back in July. The 777s, 300s that we caught here, the Japanese Prime Minister is one of my favorite moments caught here on the show. Couple of my favorite moments that were because of the show but weren't on the show were the two tours I was given of not only the ramp tower down there, but the main FAA tower. Being invited in and checking that out was a fantastic moment by a couple of fine folks here that work at the airport, friends of ours. So we've had a lot of interesting moments here. My favorite shot that I've gotten in the last 2 years was definitely the C-17 flying in front of the rising sun that morning after I went to the Blue Angels air show there in Cherry Point last year. The next morning we came out here, did that sunrise show, caught that C-17 flying in front of the rising sun. Another unique moment, I wouldn't say it was one of my favorites, but it was definitely one of the most unique moments, was doing the live stream inside the airport terminal. All of the inaugural arrivals of Lufthansa, we caught inaugural Lufthansa, we caught the inaugural Air France arrivals. Those two were really high up there on the list. I have another air show coming up the 20th. I have no plans of doing a show for the air show, But the 20th, I plan on going to Oceana. That's Saturday. Go see the Blue Angels once again. We did make it to one air show already this year. I don't know if we're allowed to get in and do any shows there for any of the air shows. Alright, so we're going to find out what Republic Airways 5707 is going to do coming in from Boston. Fingers crossed it's not going to the other side. It kind of looks like it is, though. If this continues up too much, I think we'll wait for the 777 and then we'll probably end the day of plane spotting here. This isn't the way we like to do the show, unfortunately, but I figured they would have, by now, they would have opened it up quite a bit. So we'll see what happens. May stay for Copa's arrival, depending, but I do know that the 777 should land over here on this side. Looks like United's getting ready to go here. The gate's been pulled away. There's not a whole lot going on at the moment. Beacon's on for United as well as our Lemon Shark there. So a double pushback ready to commence here as United gets on with it. Does in fact look like Boston arrival is going to go to the other side. Apologies for the shaking there. Again, I do have the umbrella tied up here, trying to keep our equipment from getting wet. Man, that gust of wind right there moved the parking garage. So I'm sitting on the back of the car and I could feel the parking garage move with that big gust of wind just now. Not the first time we've been out here in high winds. We've been out here in hurricanes before. Lights flickering. But yeah, the wind is rocking the parking garage all around. There's our other pushback there of Frontier. Our Lemon Shark on the move. As United pulls their way out a little bit here. Make room for Frontier. Yeah, Eagle, I've been out here in some pretty crazy weather in the last 4 years. Again, I was out here for a couple different hurricanes, Hurricane Ian being one of them. I have some footage of that. That one was probably the craziest one I've been out here for. Shaking the parking garage around and the lights flashing and flickering inside the parking garage. Was definitely a fun day of plane spotting, watching them planes fight the hurricane force winds. Alright, so we've got another American, looks like another American Eagle. We're gonna see what that one decides to do there, if it hopefully it won't come in on the backside as well. So double pushback action here at the moment. Camera's acting a little funny. Come on, American, don't disappoint me. Come around to this side. We're waiting to find out here. Yeah, I've got video over on our Instagram page, way down there, of that storm in particular. Was definitely an interesting afternoon of plane spotting, for sure. So it does look like an American Eagle is going to make their way over here. No, it's an A319, American 2781. Arrival expected to be about 5 minutes or so, as the winds decide to pick up here once again. I almost wish I had a light jacket or a sweatshirt. Breeze keeping me nice and chilly here at the moment. Nice, Eric. Thank you so much for your service. So I have seen the airport get shut down, and as far as plane coming in with damage, no. But we did have one fall off its nose gear over on the other side, and it shut the whole airport down for a while. That was an interesting afternoon. We came out here for the A350's first arrival for Air France. Unfortunately, we didn't get a show off the ground that day. Would have been fantastic because they were picking up UNC's plane out of the dirt. They had a little mishap over on the other side. Unfortunately, we weren't able to live stream either of those. That was back when we had power outlets here on the parking garage, before we had batteries. I had a battery, but it was dead at the time. So we were planning on doing a show the other way around, but it didn't work. So we've seen a couple of mishaps here. Nothing of note, really. We're going to get our rush here. Looks like American 2781 from Philadelphia is going to be our first arrival, that A319-100. As these two get out of here. Cloud ceiling pretty low. Don't see our American just yet. There they are, popping out of the clouds. Very, very low cloud ceiling at the moment. Not See how much this A319 is fighting that wind. Again, a very, very windy afternoon so far. Hopefully all of our arrivals will start coming in this side. I know the ILS over on the other side is still messed up as far as I know. So again, this one coming in from Philadelphia. 1 hour of flight time for that A319. Thank you, Pip. 142 likes. 58 away from our goal. No, 28 away. No, I can't do math. 48 away. Probably still wrong. Thank you guys for smashing the like button. 58. Goodness gracious. My brain is not braining this morning or this afternoon. Math was never my strong suit. Math is hard. So looks like Southwest is going to come in on their normal side. Got a pair of them. Not sure if United is ready to go yet. Do have another pushback here by Delta. So again, we'll have to see what we got for the other ones. Another Delta and another United off in the distance. They're going to have to go a little far here to get away from Southwest. Yeah, my math just doesn't math. So again, thank you guys for smashing the like button today. Southwest 1764 going to be our next arrival, but that one is going to go to the other side there. We're hoping for Delta and the United's arrival over here. See what they decide to do. Next arrival is going to be Southwest 711 coming in from Chicago Midway. It's going to be a 737-700. Again, those two landing backside, terminal 1 side. Again, we're waiting on that United and that Delta. See what they're going to do. Let's give you guys a little bit of an update on our 777 here. A lot of arrivals coming here in the next couple of minutes. Looks like 173 heavy passing over the Hamptons. 1 hour, 20 minutes. Flight time for them. Come on, Delta, don't disappoint me. Well, there's a lot of Southwest. 3 Southwest. Delta, I have a feeling, going to go right in between these 2 Southwests here. CRJ finishing up their startup. Come on, Delta. Nope. Delta going to the other side as well. So Delta going to be a disappointment here. Still got United out there. We'll figure out what United's going to do. Our Delta is Republic Airways 5778 and E175 LR coming in from LaGuardia. That'll be touching down here after the Southwest from Chicago. Got another Southwest here. Going to land on the backside. Southwest 752 from Austin. Definitely thinking I'm regretting my decision to be over here on Terminal 1 side, but at the same time, I don't think either side would have been too fulfilling here. We do have a couple of Deltas coming up from the south. I think there's 2 of them. Where'd that other one go? No, maybe just one. The Delta almost looks like it's flying away. Oh, there we go. Making a big change in their routing, it looks like. Come on, United. Nope, United's going to land on the backside as well, given that Delta is over there. So for every 5 planes on that side, it looks like we're going to get 1 to this side. Got a United 737 MAX, I believe, on the way out of here. Get that departure. Yep, Breeze are all on the other side as well. Breeze, that's Breeze's normal side, Terminal 1 side there. This is a MAX. This one took a while to get ready to go. Let's see where they're headed here in just a minute. Into the clouds here. And we'll find out again here in a minute what Delta decides to do here. It looks like they did scrub off some speed. If everybody's going to go to the other side, then this may be it for us for the day. Come on, Delta, don't do it. Come in on this side. There's no reason for them not to be coming in on this side. Another Delta CRJ making its way back here into the alleyway on the D side of Terminal 2. Hang out right here a minute while we check on what Delta is going to do. United is officially going to the backside there. Does look like Delta's going to make its way over here, thank goodness. Delta 3245 coming in from Atlanta. It's going to be a 737-900. 45 minutes of flight time, 50 minutes of flight time for this one. It's insane why I just don't understand why we're coming in 5 right today. But had I set up and been prepared for 5 right all day, they would have come in 5 left. So either way, I probably would have lost today. It's just that time of the year where the maintenance is being done on the airport, so they try to avoid whatever runway is being worked on regardless of what all is happening here. So they've got them staggered out here. Should see Delta in just a minute. Every now and then, Eagle, somebody will say Bell. Sorry, I missed your message there. Just depends on who's in the chat. I haven't seen the Bells game being played in quite a while, especially since Miss Molly's been really, really busy lately. She's usually the one that perks up our game there. Well, it also doesn't help, Eagle, that we're on the 5s. If we were on the 2-3s, we wouldn't be having any sort of issue today. Honestly, I could be right in the middle here and filming both sides of the arrivals. But given that we're on the 5s don't give us any options for the other end, unfortunately. That side... if I go to the very end of the parking garage down there, 1, there's no cover. 2, they like to watch me on the cameras. I got a friend that works in the parking department here, and he's like, yeah, they're watching you on the camera. So I stay away from that end of the parking garage if possible. So Delta should pop out of the clouds here in just a second. Right there they are. That's a first look at them. So not much in the way of arrival views here either because of the very low cloud ceiling. Yeah, so we get 1 out of the 7 or 8 planes that just landed. Everybody else is going to the backside over there. So, given that, hey, you guys talking about special liveries earlier today. Here we go. Miss Ramona will appreciate this one. I saw it parked over on the hard stand over there when I came in this morning. Boston Red Sox JetBlue livery. Yeah, everybody is going to the other side, unfortunately. So I don't know what this JetBlue Boston Red Sox livery is up to. Find out in a minute. So here comes our United down the hill. So we got good shots of everybody coming down the hill, but no arrivals. Didn't know the Boston Red Sox livery. I didn't know if it was going to go out today or not. If it was over there for maintenance. Figure out what they're doing with it. I don't know if it's being towed or if it's under its own power at the moment. We've got Frontier on the way. Again, apologies for the shaking. I do have the umbrella attached to the tripod here. I know it's not the smartest idea, but it's the only option I have. Really trying to keep stuff dry. It's not raining hard enough to pull out all of the main rain gear, so we haven't pulled out any of the main rain equipment, just an umbrella at the moment. Thank you, Susan. It's been an amazing 2 years doing this show. A lot of ups and downs. So we check out the Boston Red Sox livery over there again. I don't know if that one's going to go anywhere just yet, or if that one's just being towed to the gate to get loaded later on. Kind of see my shirt here blowing in the wind. You can see how hard the wind is blowing. It's blowing my hair over. Very windy here this afternoon. All right, so let's check on our 777. That Frontier departure is Frontier 1039 headed off to Orlando. That's Sonny the Lemon Shark headed down to Orlando. I think got an hour and 6 minutes for the arrival of the American 777. American Eagle starting up there, but kind of want to hang out with the. Let's check on Copa here. Copa's got an hour 25. American 107. Given the way things are going, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Again, I'm still waiting to see where Boston Red Sox is headed. I don't see beacons on that, so I don't know what the deal is with it here. Delta A319 off to Fort Lauderdale, Delta 1038. Movement out of that Boston Red Sox livery. Not sure where they're gonna go with that one. It's been quite a while since I've seen the Boston Red Sox livery, so good to see that one again. This is what we need. This is what we need for the show. Here, what do you guys think? I need this. Might save a little money when we do some more traveling, no? And could build a platform on top of it. Do the shows from the roof. Keep the internet air conditioned. Again, still no movement out of that Sox livery yet. It's got a Delta trying to get a move on. Again, if you guys are wondering what's going on right here, they shut them down, pull them into the gate due to the construction over here on gate C8 and C10. Looks like our next arrival is going to be JetBlue 2083. Arriving in 9 minutes. Actually, it should be less than 9 minutes. It is right behind the airport. Right behind us here. Yeah, they're adding on to some custom stuff. It won't be an international gate or anything like that, but they are adding it to customs. I don't know if we'll have to wait and see. Let's widen this out a little bit so you guys can get a little bit better look here. So both of these gates are closed, and they put up the Jersey barriers there. So they're towing this one into one of the gates down here. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to take these two gates out and enlarge customs. So I don't know if that's going to entail adding more onto whatever this portion of the building is, or what needs to happen there. And obviously, we'll find out. We'll be here documenting as much of it as possible, of course, as they pull PSA into the gate. Again, that one coming in from DCA. Seems like we've got a lot of PSA from DCA this morning. Then they'll go out and pick up the other American Eagle E175 here in just a minute. Again, they don't want them coming in to the gate. You know, either one of these, either this or just one of the vans with the, that way I still have the option to be inside parking garages and such. I think one of my new dreams is to own one of the vans built out for stealth camping. It's a nice little rig there, though. The Red Sox still just chilling over there in the corner. We've got a couple headed out for departure here. And there's Bells, if you guys are playing the Bells game. And some of you guys were talking about it. Second or third set of bells we've heard here this afternoon, this morning. JetBlue from Boston flew way down south past the airport here. Definitely, if we were to have a van, could be our on-the-road command central. Put an awning up on the roof, or not an awning, but a place for us to stand up there on the roof. Get on top of parking garages and climb up on top of that. No, Jay. So this one, the Red Sox livery's been around for quite some time. Looks like we've got an American Eagle on the move. We've had a Delta pushed back over on the other side for quite some time as well. Not sure what the deal is with Delta right there, as you can see. Got an American A321 ready to go. We'll pick it up over here on this side of Terminal 2. Just waiting to figure out what JetBlue's going to do here. What side of the airport are they going to go on? If it's the back side, I'm going to be really annoyed. Breeze Moxie 745 touching down over there, that A220 300. It says it arrived 14 minutes ago. It's still up on flight radar. Alright, hurry up, American. Forget about the departure. Finally, this one on the move. Let's see what they're up to. So this one leaving, if it leaves without going to a gate, this one will be a ferry flight, because this one was over on the hard stand. So we'll see what they decided to do there. We do have that American departing out of here, what you guys were just hearing there a moment ago. So it does look like they're going to line up. So that means this is going to be an empty flight, ferry flight, out to Fort Lauderdale, I guess. American Airlines 2688 headed to Charlotte. That was our last departure. We've got Delta on the runway now, ready for their departure. So Delta's A319 on the move. We'll pick it up on the other side here. Hard to capture this getting a run. Delta 2164 off to Detroit at A319. Absolutely. We wouldn't have any equipment issues, possibly. And we might still get wet, but depending on where we're able to set the van up and stuff. Got a lot of planes coming in here. We're going to find out real quick if we have any that are going to come in on this side. That last set of 8 or 9, we had 1. So it doesn't look good as of right now. Looks like JetBlue's touching down over there right now as the Boston Red Sox livery gets a move on here. This is going to be a ferry flight. It'll be an empty departure here, so it could be an exciting departure. So JetBlue 2083 coming in from Boston. Over on the other side is the Boston Red Sox livery flies out of here empty. I assume they had to have some sort of maintenance done. So a ferry flight is where they just transfer the aircraft without any passengers on board. They'll be ferrying that one down for its next mission out of Fort Lauderdale. Nope, it's headed to JFK. So I assume it'll fly up to JFK, pick up passengers, and then head to Fort Lauderdale later. So we're going to have that other JetBlue come down the hill here in just a minute. Got that Delta sitting over there, that 737 at 900. Got a Frontier coming in. See what Frontier decides to do here. Again, got a Delta CRJ as well. I was hoping we'd catch the JetBlue coming down the hill. They're taking their sweet time there. Don't think they have to stop for too very long. There it comes. Comes our JetBlue down the hill. They are taking their time now. Yeah, I've seen the new livery. I'm glad. Honestly, I'm glad to see them leave their 737s alone. we got 44 minutes for the 777 here. As I continue to watch, monitor the runways here, it's really not looking good. Might get that one lone Frontier to land here on 5 left. Let's see. So it's more cost effective for an airline to use the same type of aircraft across the board. You're not paying for extra training as far as for pilots goes. You don't have to worry about if there's any issues with pilots. Say you've got 10 Airbuses, 10 Boeings, and you don't have 20 guys trained on all 20 aircraft, so it's just easier to keep one particular type of plane to keep your crews all sharp. As United Mesa heads back to Houston, we do have another Delta headed back to Atlanta here. I'm going to roll out here on the runway in just a moment. Yeah. Mesa Airlines, I believe, headed back to Houston. They are, in fact. Ash 6296 headed back to Houston, Texas. Going to be about a 2.5 hour, 3 hour flight for them back. This one here headed back to Atlanta. 2633 off to Atlanta. 737-9 GP. The American 777 now just 36 minutes away. See what goes on with the American 777 here. So we see if we can catch some baggage drama here. Getting ready to unload JetBlue. Objects in mirror are bluer than they appear. The name on the side of that A320. It's always fun to watch them offload bags. Just my opinion. I don't know what you guys think. If you guys enjoy watching the bag loading and unloading process here. Definitely one thing I enjoy. Luna and Lily the Wolf's livery, they landed a moment ago coming in from Philadelphia, Frontier 1517. We'll see them two here in a moment coming down the hill. It's like standing around watching a construction site, right? You know, it's a man thing, I think. Just standing around watching things get done. Southwest going to touch down again over there, of course. That's no surprise, of course. See, still pretty gusty winds here. As we await Luna and Lily. We should call them and see. Yeah, that would be nice if we could get British Airways in here. I think American Airlines enjoys controlling the market too much, though. All right, Lily and Luna from Philadelphia. They started the Paris flight. So Delta had the Paris flight for a long time, and then Air France took that over from Delta. Lily and Luna still making their way over to their game. Delta Airlines. As far as I know, Americans always had that London route from RDU. I'm not sure how long that flight's been going on. It's been going on for quite a long time, if I remember correctly. Are they done loading the bags over here? Did we miss the CRJ action? That's gotta be kind of awful, working right up underneath that engine like that. Will we have Lily and Luna make their way around the corner here? Don't think so, being that was an A321. They done over there with the bags? Looks like it. Done unloading anyway. Yeah, if there was ever a day to have any of my jackets in the car, today's definitely it. This wind blowing, it's chilly out here. American 173 Heavy just now getting ready to enter North Carolina. 30 minutes of flight time left for the 777. Yeah, normally I have my sweatshirts and jackets in the car, but with it being so hot over the summer, I didn't even bother with it. If the wind would die down just a little bit, I'd be okay. But it's really, really nice out here. It feels great. Absolutely enjoying it. Just be a little bit better if the wind wasn't blowing so hard. 163 likes. Thank you guys for smashing the like button today. Greatly appreciate that. I'm gonna look at the subscriber count. I don't think there's much of a reason to. Not really. Welcome into the new friends today. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. Make sure, again, if you guys didn't hear me say it before earlier today, make sure that your notifications are set to all, so you guys know when we go live. We're gonna talk about this for the next couple of weeks here, just so that everybody who does come in and watch the show knows to set their notifications over to all. That way you guys are always notified when we go live. You don't always have to watch, of course, but it's better if you guys are notified nonetheless. So thank you to those of you guys who have went ahead and changed that setting over. I got a couple of channels I need to do that to myself. In fact, looks like we might have Moxie 540 coming in from Windsor Locks. Going to be our next arrival, an A220-300. Looks like they quite possibly coming in over here on this side. See what they decide to do. As we're getting ready to have this American Eagle pushback, as well as that American Eagle CRJ. So 2 in, 2 out. Quick turnaround for the CRJ already. So when you guys are hearing the bells for, as I keep an eye out here for Breeze Airways. American 777 should be able to pick up some speed here. They got one heck of a tailwind at the moment, the direction they're flying in. If you're watching the windy app. Breeze Airways cutting through the clouds there. Took me by surprise. That A220 making a surprise appearance over here on our side. Still very low cloud ceilings here. Thank you so much, Jay. We appreciate the kind words here. We appreciate you guys hanging out, watching the shows. Without you guys watching the shows, there wouldn't be much reason to be here, of course. So a little surprise touchdown for Breeze Airways. Yeah, I think the high today was only supposed to be about 70, 71 degrees. Don't know, with this wind, it definitely doesn't feel like it's anywhere close to the 70s. It feels like it's about 64, 65 degrees here, given the breeze that's blowing. Again, it would be really, really nice if the wind slowed down a little bit here. Oh yeah, it's only going to get worse as the wintertime comes. We're going to to be out here freezing. I'm going to put those new, I didn't get to really test the snow pants last year. We're going to put the snow pants and the heated jacket through their paces this year, I think. So definitely gonna hit up the snow pants, keep those handy in the car, as well as, of course, our heated jacket that we have. Hey, JC, good afternoon. So it looks like Breeze was a one-off here. Got American Airlines headed to the backside. So not quite the morning and afternoon that we wanted here. Still, nonetheless, been quite nice so far. Again, the American 777 now about 20-ish or so minutes away. Crossing over into North Carolina. 17 minutes for the 777. As we've got an American A319 on the move, headed back to Philadelphia, I believe. It's either headed to Philadelphia or Miami. Can't remember. I think this one came in from Philly earlier. We'll find out here in just a minute. Arrival we're not going to get to see is American Airlines 2693 coming in from DFW, landing on at 5 right. Hopefully the American 777 doesn't follow suit of everyone else here this afternoon. Hopefully the 777 will put on a normal, wonderful show for us here. So the American A319 departure, that is American Airlines 2781, headed out to Philadelphia, 54 minutes estimated flight time. The American Eagle gets ready to go. There's not a whole lot. The CRJ is pulling out as well. So 2 double American Eagles here. You'll see that CRJ in just a moment as they pull it out here, get ready to go. Thank you, Gunner. Again, happy Sunday, everybody. Make sure that all is selected for your notifications if you guys are just joining us as subscribers here. Just so you guys know to get the notifications. Don't have to watch the show all the time, but we want to make sure you guys are well notified. Again, that's been an ongoing issue that we've had here. A lot of folks talking about they never get notified about the show. through weeks where we don't have any issues at all, and then we go through a couple episodes where just everything decides to melt down and go wrong. Today, absolutely no issues. Nice and cool afternoon here. No worries as far as the equipment goes, unless it starts to rain and blow in here, but other than that, really no concerns today. Everything moving smoothly. I did. Thank you, Jay, so much. I appreciate the kind words. There's that American 737. We appreciate all of you guys as viewers. Thank you for tuning in to us. If not for y'all, again, there wouldn't be no show here at RDU. Departing over on the backside over there as we continue to watch our CRJ. All of our American Eagles look like they're ready to go. This one here as well, ready to be pushed. The little CRJ ready to go back to Washington, D.C. That'll be our third one. So they moved. If you see that red line right there, so that is the new starting line. If you guys aren't familiar with the starting lines or whatever, it used to be the old start line used to be about right here where that van is. So they pull them out to the starting line there, so they don't destroy any of the equipment. And now with the construction here, they pull them all the way out and around the corner now. Hey, Ramona. $20 super chat. Thank you guys. Thank you, Ramona. Thanks for 2 awesome years hanging out with you and watching some amazing planes. Thank you, Ramona. Ramona, a really good friend of ours here on the channel. Thank you, Etienne. I appreciate that as well. You guys are awesome. Yeah, the heat. The heat, you guys. Especially if you're in the shade and it's really, really hot, it's miserable, right? But if you're in the sun, it's really, really hot, then it's almost excruciating. Almost a really, really bad time. But we do what we got to do to keep things cool. We got coolers, we got other things to implement. Got some fans this year to try and keep our other equipment nice and cool as well. Keep the computer cool. No issues or fears of that here this afternoon, as it is a nice afternoon. 69 degrees currently here in Cary, Morrisville, whatever you want to call it. So United over there, that A319 pushing back. American 777 now 9 minutes away. You can always tell when the 777s get close just by the YouTube numbers. There's always a fluctuation in how many folks are watching the show when the 777 gets close. All right, looks like United's ready to go. Their 737. hopefully the 777 arrives on our side. It's been a rough day with the backside arrivals here today. United's struggling with the wind just like we are. Big enough gust that held me up there. We'll find out where United's headed in a moment. The United A319 over there. So, United 517 off to Washington Dulles. Turn and burn or line up and wait. I prefer them to turn and burn, honestly. Love a good turn and burn. Looks like our next arrival is going to be Delta 3238 coming in from Atlanta. That one's going to be going into the backside once again. Again, we're waiting on that 777. We'll see which direction they so choose. Hopefully, they'll choose correctly and choose a 5 left here today. From Atlanta over on the other side. Man. Disappointing with these arrivals on the other side, unfortunately. So again, the American 777 up next. Going to be our next arrival, coming in from London. 8 minutes. Again, hopefully the American 777 chooses correctly. chooses to put on a little bit of a show here for us today. Yeah, so both runways can accept our heavies. We've seen it here several times when they've closed runways down. We've got that CRJ on the move. Go ahead and move over here. We've seen heavies land on both sides, so no worries about that. The arrivals, as long as they're not. As long as they don't have any issues, they typically. I've seen them do both departures and landings, but very rare that they go to the backside for either one. Only when I think the only time we saw them doing both was when they had that major runway closure a couple years ago. We saw, I think, both of them doing both on the backside there. They didn't prefer it, obviously, but I think both were completed. Let's find out where the Delta is headed. But the American, we already know where that's going. That's headed to DCA. PSA 55626 off to DCA. That's the third one of the day. Got that Delta from Atlanta coming down the hill here. I'll tell you one that doesn't prefer Terminal 1 side, and that's Alaska Airlines. Alaska Airlines absolutely hates taking off over on the other side. Miss Carolina gifting 5 Carolina Aviation memberships. Thank you to her. Timothy, James, Justin, Randall, and 83-year-old Av Geek all gifted those. So that's 10 gifted memberships today. So thank you guys. And congratulations to the 10 of you folks gifted those memberships. So get ready for the 777 here. Got this A319 ready to roll. 777 just downwind, fingers crossed. Like I said, they make the correct decision here. See how much the wind's blowing the camera around. Good sounding departure out of the A319. Nice buzzsaw sound. One of my favorite sounding departures. Delta, that A319 headed out to Chicago, United 1920. So families, they have a nice picnic area down there at the observation deck. The views of the planes are decent, especially when they're on the 5s like this. You get the planes, they turn out off the runway right in front of the observation deck. So on a day like today, I prefer the observation deck. If they're coming in on this runway, of course, because they turn, like I said, they turn out right in front of the observation deck there. The 777 now downwind here. Let's see what they decide to do. Got a couple of CRJs landing on the backside there. They'll be coming down the hill in a minute. I'll hang out over here for a minute and while we figure out what the American 777 is going to do here. Again, if you guys haven't smashed the like button yet today, please do so. Still trying to reach 200 for 200 likes for our 2-year anniversary here. So funny how the numbers change when the 777 is near. I know I said that a minute ago, but it is. It's funny to watch the numbers here on the channel. That 777 gets close. Numbers tend to change quite quickly. So thank you guys for tuning in. Watching it. She's getting ready to turn on final here. I've got another plane highlighted for the flight path so we can see which side the 777 is actually going to do here. If it comes in on the back side, of course, we'll see it come down and make its way to the gate. Hopefully it doesn't decide to do that. Hopefully it does decide to make its way over here. Flight radar's freaking out. So it's a central parking garage. Nope. Well, that's not what we wanted to see, but it is what it is. 777 gonna land on the backside. Gonna land behind us. We're gonna end the show with the 777 here today. There's no point in continuing this on with no arrivals today. So we are gonna end with the 777 today as it makes its way around here shortly. Again, a lot of arrivals over on the right side there, unfortunately, today. Not something we normally see. I debated this morning before setting up the show moving over to the other side. The problem is, all right, we get the arrivals, but then we don't have anything interesting to look at after they land. Of course, if there's, you know, nothing going on, you don't get any of the terminal views here or the loading and unloading of bags. But the 777 is going to be our last arrival of today. I apologize, you guys. Nothing I can do about it. The airport is doing what the airport is doing. Got a couple of CRJs over here. One waiting to come into the gate, so that means one's getting ready to push. Got that E-175 out there at the end of the runway. Not only is it bad for us, but you know, the folks that are down there at the observation deck, they're not seeing any arrivals either, nor are they seeing the departures on the other side. They're seeing exactly what we're seeing, right? So whatever departs over here, they're seeing, and whatever they get. Etienne, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Ceylon, a friend of ours, a helicopter pilot. Bruiser Net, Chris, Laura, and WD person. Thank you guys. Congratulations to you guys on the memberships there. 15 for today. So we got an American Eagle departure. I know it would have been a perfect day too with this heavy wind to have the arrivals over here on our side. It would have been a lot of crosswind arrivals. Sadly, doesn't look like anybody wants to arrive on our side. So that American Eagle right there headed to Nashville, Tennessee, as the CRJs make their way around. Watching the 777 so we don't miss that one coming down the hill here. Should be able to hear that one touching down momentarily. Kind of. I can kind of hear it. He's already slowing down, sounds like. Don, good afternoon. Again, good afternoon, everybody. Again, if you guys are just joining us, 777 is going to come down the hill. It's going to go to the gate. We're going to end the day of plane spotting right there. I don't anticipate the Dreamliner coming in on this side. I don't anticipate hardly any other flights coming in on this side. We've had probably 6 out of the 15, 20 flights today. So not a good ratio for us as far as arrivals go. Arrivals are more exciting, in my opinion, than just departures. So 777 will be the last plane we see here this afternoon. Again, nothing we can do about what's going on with the runway. I think it was supposed to be scheduled closure today due to more maintenance, then open around 3 p.m. That wasn't the case. They didn't close it, but I don't think they're using it for arrivals for whatever reason, obviously. So the American 777 getting ready to make their way down the hill here. "15 likes away from our 200 like goal. So if you guys haven't smashed the like button yet, please do so. Got a couple more minutes here. Yeah, I need to plan another Charlotte trip. I really do. I think right now, at the point in the season where we're at right now, I believe we really need another Charlotte show. So I need to get something in the works over the next couple of weeks, and we'll see how things go. Try to get you guys down to Charlotte. I'd like to go back for another DC trip as well before the season officially ends. As far as the summer flights. There you go. Miss Carolina giving us dates. September 27th and 28th we're open. She keeps track of the calendar there. So it'll be toward the end of the month. The 20th we're supposed to be headed up to Virginia. Not for any show activity, but we're going to go up to the air show on the 20th. Go capture the Blue Angels. Copa. It's 18 minutes out, so if you guys are in the area, you want to come check out Copa's arrival, highly recommend that as well. But that right there, I think, is going to end our day of plane spotting. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Appreciate you guys. Not quite what we wanted with the runway being shut down, but it is what it is. Thank you guys for celebrating 2 years with us. I hope you all have a wonderful start to your week next week. We'll see you guys again soon. Thank you.